Well, it began in September, it ended in March. There was a pretty major release somewhere there in the middle, but we finally finished Pokemon Moon Silver. Before I get into my actual review, I'm going to talk a little bit about what Moon Silver actually is and how it differs from some of the other ROM hacks and other games that I've played before on this channel. Pokemon Moon Silver is actually a ROM hack of a ROM hack. Its base game is actually Drano60's Pokemon Storm Silver, which I played on this channel a long time ago. If you want to watch it, there's a playlist on the channel. You can, kind of go see what the differences are. I'm going to talk about what makes Moon Silver different from Storm Silver and also Soul Silver for that matter. But before I do that, I actually want to talk about what makes Moon Silver different from Sun Gold, which is its ROM hack counterpart, because the differences between these two games is a lot more than just version exclusives and different legendaries. By the way, if you don't mind, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like on this video and subscribe if you like my content. So Moon Silver and Sun Gold actually had some changes made to the Pokemon's typings. The Fairy type was added to this game, so in addition to Pokemon like Clefairy and Snubbull being given their actual Fairy typings that they have, other Pokemon such as Meganium and Milotic were also given the Fairy typing as a secondary typing themselves. Several Pokemon were also given a secondary Dragon typing, like Charizard is now Fire and Dragon, Gyarados is now Water and Dragon, and even Steelix is Steel Dragon. A lot of moves were changed too, like Thunder Wave and Tail Whip actually do damage now while still keeping their original effect. Moves like Sonic Boom and Power Whip now hit 3 times in a row with their power increasing each time. And then there's like 30 brand new moves that were made up specifically for these ROM hacks. And these are moves like Vampiric Bite, Cold Embrace, Sun Rays, Moon Rays, and a personal favorite of mine, Ambrosia, which is a priority Fairy type move. Type matchups were adjusted as well, with the type matchups for Water and Fairy getting the biggest overhauls. Water is no longer super effective against Rock, and Water is now weak and super effective against Electricity and Poison. Fairy is now super effective against Ghost instead of fighting, and Grass and Normal both resist it now. Also, Fairy is no longer immune to Dragon, but it does resist it. Now I'm going to get into the differences between Moon Silver and Sun Gold. In Moon Silver, the majority of trainers have their teams adjusted. All of the gym leaders, after Whitney, have 6 Pokemon on their team, and Lance finally has a full Dragon team. Cynthia gives you a cast form instead of an Eevee, and the locations where you get the Kanto and Sinnoh starters from Pokemon Storm Silver have been switched. Sun Gold, on the other hand, uses the original story from Heart Gold and Soul Silver, so it doesn't include some of the events that Drano added, like the Team Rocket takeover of the Safari Zone. The biggest difference, though, is that wild encounters are completely randomized. So you could run into a freaking level 3 Kyogre on Route 29. The gym leaders and Elite Four also have mixed type teams now, and this randomization is actually the biggest reason why I decided to play Moon Silver instead of Sun Gold. I like being able to plan out my team, and with everything randomized, it makes it really difficult to do that. So if you're planning on playing one of these ROM hacks, you actually have quite a decision to make depending on what kind of gameplay experience you want. If you want something a little bit more straightforward with just some minor tweaks to the level curve and difficulty, you probably want to go with Moon Silver, which I played, or if you want randomization, you want to go with Sun Gold. Now for the actual review portion of this video. First of all, like a lot of ROM hacks, this game was a little bit glitchy, but that glitchiness didn't really take away from the overall gameplay. You could just go into another screen and come back and it'd be fine. I mentioned earlier that there were a lot of type matchup changes, and you could look at the full type matchup chart here. I liked some of these changes, but others I wasn't a huge fan of. I like that Electric is strong against Steel and that Fairy is strong against Ghost, but I wasn't a huge fan of the changes when it came to the Water type. Rock wasn't weak to Water anymore, and Water was now strong against Electric while still being weak to it. I'm not a huge fan of this, and another one I wasn't a huge fan of was that the Fairy types are no longer immune to Dragon. On the contrary, normal types now resisted Fairy, so the normal type was actually shown a little love, and that I did like. I'm always a fan of adjusting or changing Pokemon types in ROM hacks, so that aspect I did like, for the most part. Using my team as an example, Meganium was given the Fairy typing, which I felt was a perfect fit. Steelix was a Steel and Dragon type, and at first I thought it was pretty cool, but as the game went on, I wasn't a fan. Steelix doesn't resist Fairy, so I had a Steel type who was weak to Fairy attacks. These type matchup changes actually really messed with me when I was playing other games like Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'm playing these games thinking that Water is strong against Poison, but then I have to sit back and remember that Moon Silver isn't real. As I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of brand new moves in this game that were created specifically for this ROM hack. As I mentioned before, the priority fairy type move, Ambrosia, was a move that I used on my Meganium a lot, and I really enjoyed using that move. There were also new draining moves like the dark type Vampiric Bite and the ice type Cold Embrace. I like that they gave other types moves like that, because now you can have stab draining moves and stab priority moves on Pokemon that didn't previously have those options. If you're familiar with me and my videos, then you probably know that Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver are my all-time favorite Pokemon games, and I really enjoyed playing Pokemon Storm Silver and Pokemon Sacred Gold several years ago, which are both ROM hacks by Driano60. Check out those Let's Plays on my channel if you're interested. So when I played this game, I really was looking forward to getting that same vibe from Pokemon Moon Silver. But I didn't get that vibe. I just didn't. I really don't know why I didn't. You know, I thought maybe it was my team, because I didn't really like the team that I put together. But when I played Pokemon Renegade Platinum, I didn't really like the team that I put together in that game either, but I still enjoyed the game immensely. And you know, it's been a good while since I played Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver or any ROM hacks of those games, so I don't think I was burned out on them, you know, like I was kind of with Ultra Moon. Maybe the timing was off? Pokemon Sword and Shield came out while I was playing this game, and I made a lot of content for Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I actually took about a month or so off from playing this game to play Pokemon Sword and Shield and make content for those games. So maybe I was distracted by those? Again, I really don't know why. I just didn't find Pokemon Moon Silver as enjoyable as I thought I would. It's not to say I didn't enjoy it, because I did. I just didn't enjoy it as much as I expected to. I had a lot of fun with the Interregional Training Medley, which was the last video of my Let's Play. I had a lot of fun with the Red Battle. The Elite Four and Lance Battle were awesome. I don't know, there were a lot of individual aspects of this game that I really enjoyed. Just overall, I guess it just didn't meet my expectation. And I'm wondering if the perfection that was Pokemon Renegade Platinum has just ruined ROM hacks for me going forward. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Pokemon Moon Silver. Yeah, it didn't quite live up to my expectations, but I still enjoyed playing this game. I enjoyed playing through the different type matchups, the changes made to the Pokemon themselves, and you know, seeing and using the brand new moves that were made for this ROM hack. What did you think of the game? Did you play it yourself, or did you watch me or someone else play it here on YouTube? Even though I didn't enjoy this game as much as I thought I did, I still enjoyed it, so I wouldn't let this review defer you from playing the game if you're still on the fence. But whatever the case may be, let me know down in the comments what you thought of this game, and what is your favorite ROM hack that you've ever played. Let me know down in the comments as well. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more content. I'll see you all next time. Bye.